everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I'm going to be ranking the last 10 palettes I tried the past couple months, because I didn't try all these palettes out this past month. It was definitely January and February. So if you want to know what palettes I'm ranking where, definitely continue watching. Also, if you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe. I upload 3 times a week, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Definitely subscribe so you don't miss out, and let's just go ahead and jump right in. So yeah, we are going to rank 10 palettes here, and I actually really enjoyed a lot of these palettes, but again, they have to be ranked somewhere. Some of them were okay, but there was definitely the top 5 that I was like, oh yeah, I really like these. So in my number 10 spot is going to go to my Nomad Haunted Europe palette. I don't know, I was expecting more from this palette. These colors over here are definitely calling me more than these colors over here. Overall, I thought it was a really beautiful palette. I got really pretty looks as well. But I don't know, I was just kind of expecting more from this palette. This is just ranking the lowest on the top 10. Again, my top 5 are definitely palettes I loved. And then based on the other palettes I do have here, this one just ranked in the 10th spot. Still a really great palette. I really love the Nomad formula. I really want their newer palette. I really liked the color story on that. But yeah, the packaging on this is really cool as well. Very cool. Next up, I'm ranking this just because I didn't feel like it was very work. I don't know. It was like work appropriate, but it was very bold. I do still love it, but it's going to my Bad Witch Club by Give Me Glow Cosmetics. The color stories in here is so beautiful. I really loved all these like shades with the greens and these blues. These like colors are super unique for my collection, but again, I'm ranking it more for like work. The purples in here are really dark, like more darker, and I wish it had like more wearable shades for work. It's still a great palette, honestly. I will never run out of these shades ever. Or hit pan, maybe? Hit pan? No, I don't hit pan in my shadows. I really love the color story. It's super nice again, but I don't know. I was just ranking it more like work appropriate wise. Yeah, that's the number 9 spot. My number 8 spot's going to my other Nomad palette. This is the Harajuku palette. Is that what it's called? Tokyo palette. I love the shimmers down here. The mattes are pretty nice. I wish this row were more mattes than satins. It's fine. I really enjoyed the shimmers. That's why it's ranking up higher, and I think it's super fun. Pastel-y kinds of colors for work is fine. I just am not super bold with my makeup. I just work more on a professional spot to be using like really bold makeup, which I still wear a lot of color to work, but again, I'm just not trying to wear super bold colors to work again. Anyways, I really enjoyed this palette. I think it's really nice. I love the pastels in here. I wish it had more matte shades in here, but overall it's really nice, and I really enjoy the shimmers as well. Next up, in my 7th spot is gonna go to Wild Jaguar by Huda Beauty. This was a gift for me during Christmas time. I thought it was very beautiful and sultry and dark and beautiful. I did find that some of these shimmers were not so sparkly, but overall I thought it was really beautiful. Maybe it has like a coat on top or something. I really don't dig my fingers in shadows. I like to go light-handed. I don't like to be messy with my makeup, so overall, I think it's a really pretty grungy, dark, sultry palette, and I do really enjoy it. I really wanted this, so I'm super happy I got it in for Christmas. And again, I just feel like the shimmers in here are not as intense or like shimmery, but overall it's still a really nice, grungy, dark palette. Next up, I don't know, I was expecting more for this palette because it was being hyped up a lot. I still really like it, but I was expecting more. This is the Nars Climax palette. I regretted not getting it, and then when it came back in stock, I picked it up. This is what it looks like. It is a really good everyday palette, to be honest. I don't know, I was just kind of expecting more from it. Still really like it, and I think it's nice. I don't know, I just feel like it's missing something. I definitely have used most of the shades in here. I think I only haven't used these 2 right there. This kind of reminds me a little bit of the Friendcation palette in collab with Desi and Katie with Dose of Colors, right? Kind of does, but yeah, I was just expecting a little more. These palettes were okay. pretty much, but these next 5 were a little better for me. Again, I was just expecting more with this palette. A lot of people hyped it up. I'm happy I have it in my collection as well. I don't know, I was just expecting more from it. It's definitely a really good everyday palette. Number 5. Okay, we're on the top 5. Next up is going to my Pat McGrath palette. This is the Venus and Fleurs Voyeuristic Vixen. I got this used from Poshmark. It's been sold out for quite a bit. I don't even know if they're gonna bring it back or not, but I love this shade right there. Look at the beautiful shift. It's so pretty. Look at this. It's like a dual chrome. It's gold and pink. It's so beautiful right there. Let me close this before a tragedy happens. It's so beautiful and reflective. I do wish it had 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. That would have been nice, but overall I really love the shimmers in here. The matte is a really good crease and outer corner shade. I think it's really nice and I'm super happy I got it like close to retail. A lot of people were selling this like double the price, and I found it for like retail price, which it was used, but it's better than paying double the cost. I didn't want to pay double the cost for a new palette, and it's super, super pretty. Okay, and next one, this one's also a gift. This is a gift from Christmas. Colourpop Plush Like Me. I really love the tones in here. It's definitely a me palette. They're like colorful, but not colorful, like burgundy shades, but muted shades. I really enjoyed this palette. It was just super nice. Like, I just loved all the tones in here. I don't know how to explain it. Can you tell? Like, they're like burgundies but muted, but browns but muted. Like, I don't know. This is like a really unique color story to me. I think it's super pretty. I just think it's like grungy but not. I don't know how to explain it. I just think the color story in here is so nice. And this formula was really good too. I feel like Colourpop, some of their shadows are like drier, but this one I didn't have any issues with, so I really enjoyed this one. Next up, I have the Odins Eye Red Dragon in collab with Judy. I really enjoyed this as well. I was kind of like not seeing the hype on Odins Eye, but after using this palette, I really am loving the brand here. This is definitely a me palette, so definitely enjoyed these tones. I first used the Annette palette and it was just a little too dark for me, and again, I think it was the darkness, and I don't know, I wasn't impressed. That was the first Odins Eye palette I tried and I just felt like I wasn't impressed. But then after using this one, mixing it with the Annette palette, I was like, okay, like I see the hype on this. So I think these shades are really pretty and beautiful. Look at this beautiful green shimmer right there. The mattes were really nice and pigmented. There is still kickback from the last time I used it. Again, there is kickback, but overall, I'm actually impressed. I was kind of thinking like, a lot of people are hyping up the Odins Eye formula, which I didn't think was that great, using the Annette palette. I think it's just the tones, like they were too dark for me, but this one right here was very impressed, so I decided to pick up the next palette, which was the Angelica Hella palette. This one's ranking number 2. I was going to pass on this, and again, I'm happy I did not. I'm very happy I have it. It's super unique color story. You get a lot of greens, yellows, pinks, purples. You can create a lot of like bright looks, but also wearable looks. And I just think this is a really unique color story. It's really, really pretty. Again, I was impressed with the Red Dragon formula. So I decided to pick this up. This one's no exception. It's really pigmented as well. There is kickback, but it's not like crazy kickback or anything like that. Very pigmented, very beautiful. I'm super happy to support Angelica. I really love the color story in here, and it's again super pigmented and really, really nice. Did you guys pick this palette up? What do you guys think? Like, I was actually really impressed. I really enjoyed the looks I got with this palette. And then lastly, from all of these palettes, my number 1 palette was also gifted to me for Christmas, which is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. Oh my goodness, this is beautiful. This is in the deep shade version. It comes with a cream blush and a highlight, and then these shades right here, the shimmers in this palette are so reflective and super beautiful. This one the shimmers remind me of the Charlotte Tilbury formula that I tried. They're so reflective. I was very impressed. It's a basic palette, but the shimmers are super pretty. Let me swatch them. Again, I don't like going heavy-handed with my palette, so I'm like going lightly. They don't look all that amazing right here, but on the eyes, they just reflect so beautifully and very shimmery and very reflective. I was so impressed. I was like, wow, I'm super happy I got this for Christmas. It was really nice from my friends. So I just think it's like a great everyday palette. The blush in here is really pigmented, so go light-handed. The highlight, I feel like it had a little bit of glitter. I'm not a huge fan of glitter highlights, but overall the whole palette was really, really nice, and I'm like definitely had to rank this up high. I didn't know where it was going to rank, but I knew it was going to be at least top 3, and by the other palettes I had, I'm like, yes, I'm just going to put this as my #1 palette because I really enjoyed it. So those are the 10 palettes I have used recently. I just hauled some palettes and I showed you guys in a makeup haul. I picked up some palettes. I still have more palettes in my new makeup drawer. I definitely have at least 20 palettes or so to go through. And that's if I don't pick up any more. So let me know if you guys have tried any of these palettes, where there's some that you've tried that you thought were going to be a little better or they were like top notch for you. Let me know. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please also subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye!